Let's go right now to News Nation's Allie Bradley, live for us at the border, near the border in Kinney County, Texas. And Allie, you've been reporting on this day in and day out for years now. A lot of politics involved today and all the actions and commentary. What are you hearing from the people actually on the front lines about what this new executive order will do?
Yeah, let me start here with something that I actually just got my hands on here, Elizabeth, from the CBP Commissioner Troy Miller, sending it out widespread amongst the agency, saying that these procedures will go into effect at 12:01 a.m. on June 5th. So that would be overnight tonight. And another memo that went out to ICE ERO, these are the removal authority in the United States, saying that these individuals will still have to have the option to claim fear, to seek asylum. So this individual I'm talking to says this likely isn't going to hold much. He's saying that USCIS might expedite these asylum claims, but that is their legal right to seek fear and claim asylum. So they're wondering right now how this is really going to play out, Elizabeth. And one of the biggest issues it does not address, the gotaways, the people trying to evade. So if you put a threshold, if you put a cap on anything, individuals are still going to try to come, according to law enforcement. They're just going to do it in a way where they're not detected. Right now, we are seeing this happen day in and day out. Under this administration, we've already seen over 1.7 million gotaways, according to House Homeland GOP lawmakers. Now, according to my sources, already this year alone, since October, this fiscal year, 185,000 migrants have successfully evaded law enforcement. Now, those individuals were detected on either a camera or they were seen in a bailout, and they were never apprehended. Now, Elizabeth, we spent some time about 150 miles from the border up in Medina County, where sheriffs were working hand in hand together to form what they say is a human barrier, to be the last line of defense, because once they make it up there, if they aren't stopped by these individuals, by these law enforcement individuals, these sheriffs say they're as good as gone. They say right now they're in a storm and they need help responding to this storm that is ongoing, something that they say President Biden has ignored for the last 3.5 years. Take a listen to Sheriff Brown here.
We'll never feel defeated because we'll never give up. I mean, that's just the way we are. So we just keep on. Do I think we make a difference? I think we make a little difference. Are we able to fix the whole problem? We're not able to fix the whole problem. The whole problem should not be going on in the first place. We should not have to be doing what we do because, you know, what the White House has failed to do is causing us to do a job that we should not be doing, period.
We're not making a dent in it probably, but if you don't at least try, it's basically wide open and free. And we've got to try. Somebody has to do so.
Okay, so Elizabeth, the other thing that does not get addressed here really is the unaccompanied children. That issue that law enforcement and lawmakers say will be exploited by the criminal cartels. As you just heard President Biden say, he's not going to separate families. So you have more unaccompanied children that have been released into the United States under this administration than the past 4 combined. That's number one. Number two, they stopped doing familial testing for family groups that might be fraudulent. They say that the way that they do DNA testing is if the parent gives consent. Well, if the parent might not be their legitimate parent, why would they give law enforcement consent, right? So you can see the issue there. So down on the ground here, they're concerned about those factors that aren't being addressed, the gotaways and the unaccompanied children. And also, it doesn't include the CHNV program here, Elizabeth, where 30,000 people are flying in a month from down south.
Right. I think the executive order says unaccompanied children will be allowed to come into the country, but children accompanying a family will not be allowed to come into the country. But you're right, a lot of questions about how this is going to work, and we're going to talk to our next guest about that. Allie, thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.